Yeah, hi Amit sir.
Hello, good evening. Hello,
Yeah, good
everyone.
evening. So yeah, now we can start, sir.
Okay, let me start my presentation. Hold on. Share. Just let me know if the screen is visible.
Yeah, sir, we can see.
All right. All right, guys. First of all, I welcome you all to this session. My name is Amit, and I'll be the trainer throughout the course, which is Red Hat Linux, in which we are going to prepare for Red Hat certifications, mainly two. The first one, Red Hat Certified System Administrator, RHCSA, and RHCE. RHCE stands for Red Hat Certified Engineer. Okay, so I'll be explaining you what are these certifications in a bit. Before, let me uh, walk you through this Linux operating system and the topics, whatever we are going to learn, and what exactly is Linux doing? I mean, in the industry, right? Why are we supposed to learn Linux, and why is it becoming so popular? So, and yes, obviously, we'll be taking your doubts as well. All right. So, objective is to make you guys understand the importance of Linux. Why is there a demand in the industry for the Linux administrators or for people who know Linux and associated tools? Okay, so basically we are going to have a complete walkthrough, right? All right, so before we start, let me introduce you myself. My name is Amit, and I have approximately 12 years of industry experience in Linux server administration, automation, architect, as an architect also. Okay, and I'm certified in RHCSA, RHCE, and some other certifications. All right, so basically I'll be helping you guys with how things work on the industry level, or we can say when you start working, what are you going to do exactly? Because sometimes whatever you learn with the books are not exactly the same on the other side, right? You have to do some things different, or which are not well explained in the books maybe. So I'll be helping you with my experience as well as the fundamentals of Linux. I'll help you guys with that course content as well. All right. Okay, so I can see multiple people are joining. Just a second, guys. Okay. All right, guys. So let's first of all start with this term Linux. What exactly is this? Maybe you guys know it's a Linux is an operating system. It's an open source operating system, right? And when we say Linux in the market, there are multiple operating systems which have the word Linux in them. For example, let me write it here. For example, CentOS Linux, Linux CentOS, whatever you want to call, or maybe Ubuntu Linux. All right, and then maybe Kali Linux. It's very popular these days, or maybe Mint Linux, Rocky OS. It's again Linux based, and maybe Pop OS. All right. So there are multiple operating system based on Linux in the market. How is it possible? See, it's possible because the open source platform is such that anyone can download the source code of the Linux operating system, right? So anyone can download the source code and can play with that, maybe develop new features on top of it, add new commands, add new features, and redistribute by a different name. Okay. So because of that feature, you get to see multiple Linux-based operating systems. And will you see these operating systems in the industry? Not exactly, because on the industry side, we talk about servers, right? So we need a specialized operating system which is capable of handling that server hardware as well as the server workload. Okay, so we have some special server operating systems based on Linux also. Mainly used is RHEL, which stands for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, RHEL stands for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Current version is 9, and similarly, again, its competition. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So again, there is another competition for Red Hat, and that is SUSE Linux. It's called SLES, SUSE Linux Enterprise Server, like that. All right. So again, the latest version is, I guess, 15 or 16, something like that. Okay. So because of that open source feature, we are getting to see these many Linux flavors. These are called flavors. Okay. So these many Linux flavors are there, and these are just a few. And if you just Google it, you're gonna find a very long list. Okay. So now the question is, who has developed the original Linux? Where is it? See, the original Linux is developed by Linus Torvalds. Okay. So Linus Torvalds thought of developing his own operating system, okay, based on C++ language. Okay. And ultimately, he published it on the open source platform so that everyone can download across the globe, anyone. Okay. So basically, it's a hobby. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a hobby project for Linus Torvalds. Okay. So, but it was, it became so popular that it's now being used as a primary operating system in the companies. Okay. After, you might have heard about Windows Server, right? Windows Server. Similarly, Linux operating system for the servers. Yes, you can use all of them for servers, but we have specialized operating systems like RHEL, SLES, maybe Ubuntu Server as well. In some scenarios, you might see Ubuntu Server. In some scenarios, you might see CentOS Server, but not Kali, Mint, Rocky, Pop OS. These are desktop level. You can use them on your laptops and all. Okay. All right. So Linus Torvalds is the guy who has developed the original Linux, and what Red Hat did, and others also. So since we are talking about Red Hat, so what Red Hat did is they formed a team of developers who can prepare the operating system, right? Okay, and they downloaded the Linux source code, okay, of Linus Torvalds. So, and where can you find this source code? Yes, you can. Just simply go to Google and type maybe download Linux kernel, like that. Okay, so Linux kernel, yeah. So now you see this GitHub repository link. It says torvalds/Linux. Just open it. I'm opening it in a new tab, and here it is. This is the source code uh, maintained in the GitHub repository online. Anyone can, download it. You can see this green button code. Here it says download zip. You can also download it. If you know the OS fundamentals, if you know how to code or how to develop an operating system, feel free to download, modify, and redistribute by your own name. Okay, that's okay, perfectly fine. But the fact is, it's not a single person's game. Obviously, to maintain or to develop a operating system, you need a team, maybe 100 guys, maybe 200 guys, like that. 200 people. Okay, so yeah, you can also download it. So same thing Red Hat has done. Red Hat downloaded this Linux operating system source code. They modified it so that it can cater the needs of the industry, and it can be used as a line as a operating system for the server hardware. Okay, and they added new features, security, some new commands. Okay, basically wanted to make things easy for the people who are managing the systems. So yeah, so this is how Red Hat evolved. So they have their first product, Red Hat Linux, RHEL, and now after so many years, like uh, today we are using RHEL 9. So throughout this, from the version 1 to version 9, there had been multiple changes, multiple enhancements, and yes, we will be learning RHEL 9. Okay, all the fundamentals of RHEL 9. Okay, so now why only RHEL 9? As I told you, Red Hat has become a big player. Red Hat is now owned by IBM. So this deal happened, I think, 2 years back, maybe 3 years back. So now IBM owns Red Hat, and Red Hat is a very big player with operating system, server level operating system, or we can say enterprise level operating system. And because of this, there is a huge demand of Linux system administrator. And a Linux system administrator can handle Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux, any Linux flavor, any, because the fundamentals are the same. Okay, if we talk about the difference, maybe one or two commands are different. So what? If you know the fundamentals, you can run any command. You can understand any command and run that command. Okay. And obviously, we are going to learn all these things during the course. Okay. So in this course, we are going to learn all these things. Let me open that. Hold on. All right. So what are you going to learn in Linux fundamentals? Basically, we are going to prepare for RHCSA, the certification. I'm going to explain you in a bit. So the course content is like this. First of all, we are going to start with the basic functionality, how Red Hat Linux works, okay, and what are the basic commands that we need to know in order to proceed further. Okay, so basic command set, how things work, how to use help, inbuilt help in Linux. Yes, there is an inbuilt help which you can use. If you're stuck with some command, you're not able to run it properly, you can get the help. All right. Then we are going to start with how to maintain the operating system, the boot process, how the system boots, and manage the processes which are running in the background. Processes means the programs which are running in the background, how to check the logs, okay? And how then the next topic will be how to handle the hard disk, how to create partitions and all. There is a concept of LVM, swap, file system. So we are going to discuss them all one by one. Okay, so everything comes under configure local storage topic. All right. Next, we are going to see how to manage the applications, how to download the, how to install softwares or servers. Server, I mean, let's say web server, database server, all those. So server applications, how to update them, how to install them, how to update operating system. Okay, all these things. Next topic will be manage networking. Okay, so you need to know how to change the IPs, how to um, how to make sure your system is always on the network, how to play with Firewall. Firewall is a module or it's a program which will filter network traffic. Okay, so you decide what should be allowed, what should be not allowed. We can all make all those rules in Firewall. Okay, and also we are going to perform the user management, how to add a user, how to reset the passwords, and all the basics of how user details are stored. Okay. Next one, manage security. In security, there are basically three things. Let me highlight it. First, we will talk about the basic file permissions. Second, we are going to talk about ACL. It comes under permissions. Then we are going to talk about special permissions. And then after permissions, we have the second module called Firewall. As I told you, it is going to filter network traffic. Lastly, we have SE Linux. It is the full form is Security Enhanced Linux. So these are the three essential modules in Linux. Using these modules, we are going to make sure the operating system is safe and secure. And obviously, I'll teach you how to do that. Next one is managing containers. Container, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not. Container is another way of deploying the application. It's the quickest and the easiest way. I'll teach you how to manage the containers and what is the benefit of container over the conventional method of installation of the applications. Okay, so it's a very big difference. Obviously, industry is almost all the companies are have been switched or migrated to containers now. So again, containers, Linux, these things are in huge demand. Okay. Okay. Next one. Yeah. So once we are done with containers, we are pretty much done with the Linux fundamentals, and you are prepared for Red Hat system admin exam, RHCA exam. Okay. So there are two more things that you should know. After RHC SA, the exam, RHCSA, you should know two things. So RHCSA is nothing, just the Linux fundamentals. Okay. So after Linux, what to do after Linux? So don't stop it. Don't stop the learning here. After Linux, you should know shell scripting and Ansible automation. Now, what is this shell scripting and Ansible automation? Okay, let me give you a task. Let's say add user Amit on 1000 servers. So, I mean, if you are the system administrator, you have to do this task. Maybe you will log into server number 1. You use the proper command to add the user, log into server 2, add the user, like that. Right. So maybe you're gonna take like 3 to 4 days to complete this task. But if you know shell scripting or Ansible automation tool, you can do the same thing in just maybe one line. Okay, like this. Let me give you example. With Ansible, it will be like this. Ansible all -m user. That's it. Okay. Guys, if you're not speaking, can you please go on mute? Thank you so much. Okay. So with Ansible automation tool, just see the difference. Just with this one single line, you can add the user Amit on all the 1000 servers. You might ask, where is the list of 1000 servers? So this all is representing all these 1000 servers. And I'll explain you when the time comes. Okay. So this is the power of Ansible automation. So you're going to automate multiple things when you learn Ansible. And yes, Ansible is also in demand. What is shell scripting? Shell scripting is another form of automation where you need to know a bit of programming in order to, create the shell scripts. Shell scripts are nothing, just collection of Linux commands. Okay, collection of Linux commands. And you can run these commands in particular order. After analyzing some conditions, you can run this command or that command, or you can run the or certain commands in loop. Loop means repeatedly. Okay, so if you're familiar with if then else, or maybe for loop, while loop, so everything can be used in shell scripting. Can we do the same in Ansible automation? Yes, but there is a separate way. Ansible doesn't require programming language. uh, programming knowledge. Sorry. Although Ansible is based on Python language, but it's not mandatory to learn Python. Okay. Yes, as an advanced Ansible user, you can learn Python, you can develop or enhance the functionality of Ansible, which we'll discuss later when the time comes. Okay. So, but yes, with shell scripting, you need to learn or you need to have some knowledge of a programming language, maybe C language to start with. Okay. And then it will be really easy for you guys to learn shell scripting. But don't worry if you don't know C language or any other programming language. I have designed the slides in a way that even a newbie, a layman can understand and create shell scripts. Okay. Any doubts till now?
Now it's clear.
All right. And if you have any doubts,
Clear.
you can just you can just ask me. No worries.
So one question I'm having.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, okay, sir, I have read somewhere that this Linux is not an operating system, but it's a kernel basically. So,
What is a kernel?
like, kernel basically, sir, it's a part of operating system. Like I think
Okay.
main part of operating system, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. All right. So basically, Linux kernel. This kernel is present everywhere, even in your phone. Just open your phone, go to settings. If you're using Android, it will be easy. Just go to settings and then check the version. What Android version are you using? Like in my case, it says Android version 13. Okay. And then it will say kernel version something. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It says kernel version something. You can check the same on iPhones as well. Uh, What about Windows? Yes, Windows also use a kernel, but we refer to it as a microkernel. Okay, it's not a full-fledged kernel; it's a microkernel for specific functionality. Now, the kernel is the part of the operating system. It's a program, first of all. Okay, it's a program. It's a big program. So this kernel is a program which is going to talk to the hardware. Okay. So kernel is the only program in the operating system which has the capability to talk to the hardware directly with the help of device drivers. Okay. In Windows, if you connect a pen drive, first of all, what happens? Device drivers get installed, right? Quickly, it happens quickly. So with the help of device drivers, kernel is the program which is going to talk to the hardware and get some work done. Example, you want to save a file, maybe a movie in the pen drive. So kernel will play the big role here in this activity because kernel can talk to hardware, right? So kernel can talk to pen drive and it can ask the pen drive to allocate that much of space for that incoming data, right? So kernel is that component in the operating system. So operating system has multiple components. The core component is kernel. And we say kernel is the heart of the operating system. Okay. So if you have read somewhere that Linux is nothing, it's not an operating system, it's a kernel. Maybe you are right, because when you download the open source Linux, as I told you, let me show it again. Yeah. If you download this, if you download it from here, you're going to download the Linux kernel from Linus Torvalds. So this is the latest kernel. And around this latest kernel, you can develop your commands, you can develop functionalities, enhancements, you can develop graphical tools, you can do everything. That's why I said you need to know how to develop an operating system. And it's not a child's play. Maybe you need to have 20 years of experience, or maybe you need to have that kind of education from the college itself that you know how to develop operating system. Okay. So yeah, it's a kernel that you're going to download, as you can see below, Linux kernel. Okay. So if you're really interested in this, you can just follow this link. You will get to see multiple sources, and on those sources, you will see how to start your kernel development journey. In short, you can start building your operating system. Okay. So if you're really interested, it's possible.
Amit,
Yes.
myself Balaji.
Yeah. Hi, Balaji.
Yeah, like okay. As this conversation changes, see, went to 16, 18, and 2022. So the same kernel version also will change, or the Ubuntu version are called as kernel versions.
I was not able to pick your voice. It was cracking, but as much as I understood, you're talking about the kernel versions, right?
Correct,
Am I
correct.
correct? Okay, okay. So when we say Ubuntu Linux, Kali Linux, Mint Linux, see, they all are using the latest kernel which is available. Maybe this kernel is kernel 5. Okay, so if you have the latest versions of these flavors, you will be using the latest kernel. If you are using the latest RHCL or SUSE Linux, you will be using the latest kernel. Okay, as I told you, Red Hat, not even Red Hat, every Linux operating system is going to use the stable kernel version from here and then incorporate the changes, or they're going to incorporate this stable latest kernel in their existing operating system. Okay, and this is how things work. So mostly you will
Oh,
see a
okay,
same kernel version everywhere if the operating system is
okay,
latest,
fine,
right?
fine.
Yeah.
Can you give one statement like kernel? Any statement as
Sorry,
you said, it is heart of the OS
I
or the system.
I I didn't get you. Could you please speak again, or maybe you can type in the chat. Actually, your voice is cracking a lot.
Okay, okay, I'll chat.
Yes, 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 please, yes, please. At the same time, I can see multiple chats. Let me address them. Okay, Rakesh, hello. I'm a non-technical. Which course I need to go first? Line networking or Linux, or need to learn Linux? See, Rakesh, if you want to speed up your learning journey, and if you have the time and the capacity to learn two subjects parallelly, then I would suggest go with CCNA and Linux parallelly. Okay, it will save your time. But if you're not sure, you can start with networking first, get the idea how network works, and then we can transition to operating system Linux. And then you need to know the basic fundamentals, okay, which I'll be teaching.
Sir,
Yeah, hello.
sir, you mentioned about the device drivers. Is there any difference between
Right.
the device driver and the device file, in Linux?
Yes, the difference is in Linux, everything is represented as a file, even your hard disk. You think hard disk is a hardware, right? You're right. But the operating system thinks hard disk is a file and it will represent it as a file. Okay, so
Okay.
and on the other hand, device drivers are required by the operating system so that operating system can access the device, can send instructions to the device. So device driver plays the vital role. All right.
Yes, sir. Sir, does operating system access first the device driver or device file?
The order is first of all device driver, then device file, and then instructions are sent to the device so that action can be completed.
Okay, okay, sir. Got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, yeah. So Balaji, your question is, can you give one-line statement for kernel? One-line statement for kernel is a kernel is a program which is going to talk to the hardware. We also say kernel is heart of the operating system. Okay, kernel is the heart of operating system. Even in your phones, Android operating system based on Linux kernel. Your iOS based on Linux kernel. Mac based on Linux kernel. So everything's are developed around this program kernel. You name any command or any functionality, it's around that kernel software. Okay. So Linus Torvalds developed this Linux kernel first of all, and then developers around the world downloaded this kernel and created some enhancements and commands and features around this kernel. Okay. So we say it's the core or it's the heart of the operating system. Okay. Okay. Another chat.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Jagdishwar has completed MBA marketing, non-technical. and want to move to networking Linux. Perfect. That's fine. Yeah, again, it doesn't matter what is your background. The the requirement is you need to learn or you need to have the knowledge, like basic fundamental knowledge of CCNA, Red Hat Linux, and you're good to go. You can start as a fresher, or maybe you can, showcase like you have this, these set of skills along with your previous experience, and maybe you can get a, highly high paid job, or maybe a good salary, or maybe even a good position. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. See, let me suggest you one thing. You can go for the solutioning. Solutioning means you can provide solutions as a consultant. All right. Also, you can go as a technical program manager or a technical project manager. At that, position, you are expected to have the MBA knowledge and as well as technical knowledge.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, so there are multiple things, multiple positions that you can apply for. Don't don't take yourself as a fresher with networking in Linux. Just accommodate your previous experience as well. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, CCNA, which course I need to do after CCNA? See, after CCNA, basically you need to maybe if you have interest in cloud, you can, just start the cloud journey. Okay, let's say you have completed CCNA, then you can go for Linux with cloud, maybe AWS, okay, and a bit of automation like Ansible automation and all that. So yeah, this is a complete package. You are becoming, you're on the way of becoming, DevOps engineer. You know CCNA, you know Linux, you know AWS, you know automation. You are a DevOps engineer. Now that level will depend on your experience. If you're a fresher, so level 1, level 2, level 3, like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Can I get the job on the basis of Linux only? And I have completed my
Sorry.
BTech in 2017, and I have only experience of uh, uh, as a teaching in College of Engineering, Roorkee. So, is it relevant to that job or not?
Yes. See, you can get job if you have the confidence that you know Linux. You can perform any task on Linux, right? You can develop a solution in Linux, which I'll be teaching you throughout this course. Okay. So if you have that confidence, then yes, you can get a job, any job. Maybe DevOps engineer, maybe system analyst, system administrator. There are so many jobs, so many positions. Okay,
Okay,
since
sir.
you are also having experience, it's a good thing. It will add stars to your CV, right? You have a prior experience. If it is not Linux, doesn't matter.
Okay,
You have experience. Okay, and what
okay,
I
sir.
suggest is Linux is just a start. When you learn Linux, you enter this world, and now you have to run, or maybe you have to perform your duties on regular basis. As I gave you one example, right? Add a user Amit on 100 or maybe 1,000 servers. So if you don't know automation, you're going to waste 2-3 days of your time, right? So better to learn an automation tool as well. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so it will kind of make you secure that nobody is going to reject your CV. See, when you apply for a job, what
okay,
happens? Step number 1, shortlist. Shortlist the CV. If they think you have sufficient skills, they're going to shortlist the CV. Next level is the interview schedule, and then finally the interview round, right? So if your CV is
okay,
not shortlisted, then it will be a problem. So why to take that chance? Just complete the automation part as well. Okay, and the good thing is we are going to provide you that. So when it comes to what are we going to, teach you or make you learn, there are two essential things: RHCSA and RHCE. These are two separate courses. Okay.
yes, sir.
So we are going to prepare for RHCSA in Linux fundamentals. We are going to prepare for RHCE exam in Ansible automation.
Okay, sir. These are covered in our course also.
Yeah, so
RHCE.
yeah, RHCE means Ansible automation, which is like 50 hours course, and RHCSA preparation is also 50 hours course. Okay, so if you are interested, you can enroll to both of these. You can secure the knowledge which is required by the industry. Even if you search Ansible in monster.com or maybe naukri.com, like that, online job portals, you're going to see even for freshers, there are 1000 plus jobs available. Okay,
Okay, sir.
1000 positions available. And if you have experience, then the number can go up to like 10,000, 20,000, like that. So plenty of jobs
But
are
sir,
available. Yes.
I have experience in other field. Like I have an experience in as a teaching assistant
No worries. No
in
worries. It doesn't
engineering
matter.
college,
Yeah,
sir.
it doesn't matter. All it
Okay,
matters is you know Linux. Okay.
okay, sir.
See, in the interviews, they're going to give you some scenarios, maybe, sorry,
Yes.
which we are going to discuss in the class multiple times. We are going to practice some scenarios. So if you're able to answer, then it's good. You get the job. You get to negotiate the salary, and that's it. You start working in the company. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
yeah. So first of all, let's make things clear. We are going to learn Linux,
Okay.
right? And then second, we are going to learn Ansible automation. Okay, these are two separate courses. Let me tell you, if you are not interested in Ansible automation, it's good. I mean, you don't enroll to this course, right? But what I recommend is don't leave it at Linux only. Only Linux is okay, but it's not fulfilling the demand of the industry. The demand is you need to know Ansible automation, you need to know containers, you need to know basic DevOps knowledge. Okay, so if you have this combination, you have the basic DevOps knowledge. And obviously, it's a 100 hours course. We are going to do multiple practicals, and everything is practical only. Maybe 10 or 15% of theory is there. Okay, mostly you'll see
Okay.
me performing the commands and creating the task, and creating the steps, how to
Yes.
perform that, like that. Okay.
सर
So yeah.
एक क्वेश्चन और था मैंने
Yes, yes.
क्या लैब परफॉर्म की थी यहाँ पर
Hmm.
तो उसमें क्या था कि जब विंडोज पर जाते हैं तो सेंटोस में उसमें इंस्टॉल कर रहा था तो वो हो नहीं पा रहा था उसके अंदर
कोई बात नहीं, वो there might be an issue with the online lab, but I'll teach you how to create a virtual machine in your laptop. For example, see this. If you can see, let me make it a bit small. Hold on. Yeah. So this screen over here is a virtual machine. I'm running a Red Hat operating system right now.
Yes.
So this is a Red Hat operating system. Let me close this. Close window. Yeah. So this is the Red Hat operating system. Let me increase the size. I'm running it on a virtual machine in my laptop. And this is the first activity we are going to do. The moment we start the class, we are going to build a virtual machine. As a practice, it's very important because as a system admin, your manager can ask you, or maybe your team leader can ask you to build a virtual machine or build a server, deliver the
Okay.
server to the client, like that. Okay. So
Okay.
this is how a Red Hat version 9, RHEL version 9 looks like. Okay, there is a dock,
Okay.
and there is a button called activities. Like in Windows, we have start. In Linux, we have activities. If you click, you get to see a dock, and with all applications, you can see the remaining applications which are there in the system. Settings are there. Again, GUI
Yes.
based is there. But the thing is, in the industry, GUI is not used because if you use GUI, you are installing additional 300 programs, and on the server, it's highly recommended to avoid installation of unnecessary tools. Okay, if it is not required, don't
Okay.
install. So that's why graphics is not installed most of the time. But don't worry, first we learn with the graphics, and then we switch to command line interface. So this is also a server. I'm
ओके सर
logged
नो
into a server. Yeah.
नो प्रॉब्लम इसमें तो मैंने वर्क किया है क्योंकि
Yes,
मैंने
yes.
रेस्पबेरी पाई वहाँ पर पढ़ाई थी तो वहाँ पर
Yeah.
यूज हुआ
Perfect,
था ये
perfect, perfect. Yeah. Then you might know Mint, Linux, right?
यस
Maybe.
यस सर
Yeah.
एंड ऑल द
Perfect.
कमांड्स
Yeah. Then it's perfect.
सेकंड
Then you will feel comfortable with this.
यस सर
Okay.
यस
Only difference is I'll tell you how to use Linux in the industry, in the companies. Things are a bit different,
Okay.
right? As I told you,
Yes.
things in the books and what happens in the industry is completely different. Yes, fundamentals are the
Okay.
same, but we can say tips and tricks, or how the configurations are saved on the servers, what type of configuration is saved on the server. All those things I'm going to teach you. Okay. So ultimately, the objective is you should be able to crack the interviews. You should be able to work in the companies without any problems or hesitations, and without
Yes.
even asking for help from others. Okay, so this is the
Yes.
ultimate goal.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, again, when I joined my first company, this is the problem which I faced. I was actually clueless. I learned
Yes.
Linux with the books. I cleared the exam and all. It's good. But when I started working in a company, things were completely different. And I was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
I knew this thing as a definition, not as a practical. But all these definitions are being used as practical. During the
Yes.
book studying, we are going to skip one line statements. These are just it is just a definition. We need not to bother. No, those definitions are really
Yes. Yes.
important. Okay, so I'm going to focus on those things. Okay, and I've designed the slides, the PPTs in such a way that we cover all the important parts. Okay, so the PPT is like this. First, we start with the beginner level.
Yes.
Then we move to,
So PPT will be also given to us.
yes, obviously,
We
full
can
PPT.
download.
Yeah, yeah. You can
सर
download.
जो
Mhm,
इसमें जो लेक्चर दिए हुए हैं तो उसमें
mhm.
सेम ही पीपीटी पड़ी हुई है, मैंने देखा है, मतलब
Yes, yes, same है.
फोर लेक्चर के बाद मैंने फिफ्थ लेक्चर की पीपीटी डाउनलोड की तो उसमें सेम ही थी जो उससे पहले वाले में थी।
अच्छा, सेम था.
तो
Maybe
हाँ
the
सर।
video में शायद क्या कहते हैं, उस गलती से अपलोड हो गया सेम. Otherwise, every PPT is different. But what I have started now is I upload the complete PPT in advance. Okay, so
ओके
it's easier for you. You just keep one PPT open and it will have 180 pages or 180 slides, and accordingly you can scroll up and down as per the video, right?
ओके।
Yeah. So since we are talking about PPTs, let me explain you. The moment we start the class, I'm going to create a Google Drive link for you guys. For example, I've created Google Drive links for all the courses which are ongoing and which have been finished. For example, this Linux December. No, not this one. This is old. Yeah, like let's say Linux October 2022. So you will get these three folders, okay? Ebooks, notes, and PPT. In the PPT, maybe I give you day-wise or one single PPT, okay? Then in notes, whatever we do on daily basis on the notepad, for example, like I was teaching containers, okay? So this is like 21st December, I was teaching containers. So this is the notes, whatever we taught in the class, okay? And the third one will be ebooks, okay? In the ebooks, you're going to see multiple PDFs. For example, Ansible, these are my personal notes. Okay, how I learned Ansible, using what data, this is that thing. Then we have the Red Hat Fundamental Operating System ebook, which will help you with additional exercises, additional sample papers, all those things. Okay, maybe you're not able to understand what I'm teaching you. Let's say there is some topic and you need some another source or another definition for that. You can just refer to these ebooks. All right, and then we have operating system fundamentals ebook as well, which is the same which you used in the college. Okay, so this will teach you how any operating system works, not Linux, any operating system, the fundamentals of operating system, how the process are executed, CPU scheduling, process scheduling, how the data is saved on the hard disk, everything. If you are from non-technical, this will be acting as a base for you. You will understand lot many things with this ebook. It's not lengthy, just 200 pages. Font is big, okay, and it's easy to read. Some graphics also in between. Okay, so just refer to this ebook. Once I start the class, I'm going to create all these folders and all, and I'll give everyone the access. Okay. So this is how I teach. This is how I share the data. And obviously, yes, the daily videos are uploaded onto the portal. You can revisit all the videos. If you missed any, no worries. You can just revisit the previous video along with the PPT. Everything is there on the student portal. Okay. All right. So when you learn Linux fundamentals, you prepare for the RHCSA exam. RHCSA stands for Red Hat. Okay, Red Hat Certified System Administrator. This is the level 1 exam. This is the first exam. If you do not clear this exam, you are not eligible for the next exams. Okay, so you have to clear this exam. And obviously, I'll make sure you guys clear it if anyone is interested in taking the exam. When you clear this exam, you are eligible for RHCE. It stands for Red Hat Certified. Okay, Red Hat Certified Engineer. In order to become Red Hat Certified Engineer, you need to learn Ansible automation. There are again 25 topics in Ansible automation. Again, it's a 50 hours course. It's a separate course. In total, it's a 100 hours package. And with this package, what do you learn? You learn Linux, you learn containers, you learn shell scripting, you learn Ansible automation, you learn GitHub. Okay. So it's a kind of a DevOps package. You're entering the world of DevOps. Okay. So if you think you have the time, the capability to invest 100 hours on yourself, uh, and in return, what you can expect is a better profile. If you're a fresher, a good job. If you're experienced, a better profile, a better salary, obviously, right? So this is what we are going to offer in Linux course. These two certifications preparation, 50 hours each. Don't take it strictly 50 hours. Normally, I complete the class within 44 to 45 hours maximum. This is the trend from the last 10 classes, maybe 20 classes. Okay, and I keep additional hours just for the doubts. If in case you have doubts, we can have more sessions. We can, have the doubt sessions again and again, and we can clear all the doubts. Mostly these two courses are 90% up to 90% practical based. See, Ansible is 100% practical. RHCSA is still 90% practical, 10% bit of theory is there. Obviously, you are going to start with Linux fundamentals. It's a new thing. Maybe you need to understand few definitions as well, right? So yeah, so mostly practical. And as a practice, what you have to do is on the daily basis, you have to invest 1 additional hour apart from joining the class, which is 1 hour class daily. Apart from the class, just invest 1 hour additional to practice whatever we do in the class. That's it. Okay. So 100 hours of teaching, 100 hours of practice, and you're good to go. Okay. So daily 1 hours, it's like that. So if you are also enrolled to maybe CCNA, you can also, accommodate time for CCNA. All right.
Yeah, hi guys, Gaurav from networking. So, hi Mr.
Yeah. Hi, Gaurav. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, initially we are gonna start with the initial, that is RHCSA, and after 50 hours of trainings, the people who's interested for RHCSE, so they can
RHCE.
enroll. And yeah, and however, we are an official partner with Red Hat, so people who is looking for the global certificate, who wants to attempt for that, yes, you can buy out the exam also with the networkings only. And you guys are getting a kind of a BOGO offer. BOGO means you're getting a 2 attempts from networkings. If in case you're not able to clear exam in first attempt, you'll get a second chance without any additional cost.
Also, Gaurav, from where students can get the idea of the course fee and all?
I'm sharing a one WhatsApp number, guys. That is my admission team link, so that they can connect you. You just say hi on that link, and they can help you with the pricing and all, that how to enroll.
All right. Thank you for that information. Okay, so guys, let me quickly complete these slides, 3 slides. So before closing, let me just tell you where is actually Linux used, or maybe Red Hat Linux. So Facebook servers, Adobe, Cisco, Dell, HP, IBM servers. So these all organizations are big MNCs, right? So they are also preferring Red Hat operating systems for their server hardware. Okay, that's why I said the demand of system administrators, automation engineers is high. These are not small employee-based companies. The employee base is huge. Facebook, Adobe, Cisco, Dell, HP, IBM. Again, these are just few. Okay, so this is the reality of the industry right now. Everything is moving towards the cloud computing, automation, and yeah, DevOps in short. All right. So any doubts till now? Also, you can type your query in the chat.
Yeah, thanks, Amit. Thanks for the information. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I have a couple of questions.
Yes, please.
Obviously, I'm following security side and everything else, but the fundamental is obviously I've done RHCSA in version 8. I need to do the
Okay.
9.
All right.
I'm progressing with the Ansible automation at the moment, so
Okay.
I'm going to be completing that soon as well. But
Right.
the RHEL 9, I have
Mm-hmm.
to start. So hence why I've joined and I've spoken to Gaurav, and also
Right.
there are other courses I'm doing with you guys.
All
The
right. Perfect.
one of the things I'm looking at is the reason for me joining this particular institute is because of the actual labs available. I know
Correct.
for the networking, it is quite complex and
Mm-hmm.
very good labs available. What about on the Linux side? Is there a good platform where candidates can practice? The reason why I'm asking this, I will be doing it from work, so I will not have my personal machine at work. All I need is
Absolutely.
a web access in order to get to your either, your machines on the internet or wherever they are located, basically. So is there a good lab for the Red Hat
Yeah.
practicing of RHCSA and vice versa, Ansible as well?
Okay. So for the RHCSA preparation, we already
Mm.
have 2 servers based on CentOS. CentOS and
Okay,
RHEL are almost the same, as you know.
okay,
So we are using CentOS on the online lab. And
yeah,
yes, some upgrade was in progress. I need to check with the team if the latest CentOS 9 has been deployed on the platform or not. If not, we'll make sure it is done before the class,
okay,
right?
okay,
Next one for the RHCE. For the
mm,
RHCE, yeah, so design of the lab is already ready. Once the Ansible automation is installed on the node, we can, start with the lab. Okay, so
okay,
again, before we start RHCE, it will be ready. And for
okay,
RHCE, we need to have at least 6 virtual machines or 6 servers for
correct,
practice. Okay,
correct,
at least
yeah,
6.
mm,
All right, so first, on the first machine, you're going to install the Ansible. On the remaining 5, you're going to perform the automation.
yeah,
So this is the basic structure or the architecture we're going to follow. And yes,
mm,
before the class, it will be ready.
okay. And
Yeah.
you mentioned there are 2 servers. So how will the time allocation for candidates be? Is it like 1 hour? And if it's
No, no, no,
available,
no.
you then, okay,
It's like the server should not be idle. If they are idle, they will automatically shut down. You just keep them on and using it. Just keep on practicing. It doesn't matter. No time schedule,
okay.
nothing.
So if there are 2 candidates and a third one wants to practice, that third
Mhm.
person won't be able to use the rack, correct? Is that how it
No,
is?
no, it's not like no, no,
No.
no, no, no. These are separate
Okay.
instances. When you
Ah, right. Okay.
log into your account credentials,
Mm.
you log
Yeah.
into your own instance.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. Understood. So there would be a fine limit further up, but not when you're talking about 10, 15 people, should be
No, no. We have,
simultaneously would be able to practice.
yes, simultaneously everyone will be able to practice. And the reason is we have invested heavily on the hardware. Okay,
Okay.
so in our office, we have dedicated servers running 24 hours 7, and we have a
Okay.
dedicated team who is maintaining those servers. That's why we have
Okay.
these, complex labs created.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so we have
obviously
the
you
hardware,
mentioned,
in-house hardware. Yeah.
okay. Also you mentioned about the course materials available.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
when you print them, are they going to be printing from OneNote? I'm not quite sure whether they're done in PDF or PowerPoint or OneNote. So what application you're using,
Um,
you know?
See, for the PPTs, I'm going to share in PDF format. Okay.
Okay.
And for the notes are standard text files.
Okay.
And for the ebooks, we have a
Uh,
normal standard format ebook. Okay. These are
okay.
not
So
scanned ebooks directly from the source,
hmm.
like that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one would be able to print them without any difficulty, providing you got the
Yes,
PDF
yes,
reader.
yes. No, no, no.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, understood. All right.
All right.
Great.
Yeah. So this is something, sorry, this is the lab which I have the access. And these are the
Okay.
two machines that I was talking about. Okay.
Right.
And these all are interconnected. And just for practice, we have also connected a Windows machine if in case you need to ping other machines as well. Okay.
Okay.
Just for,
Brilliant.
networking, checking and all that.
Correct.
Okay. So we
Correct.
have
Yeah,
a router
makes
in the
sense.
middle as well. These things,
Okay.
these are some very small things, but yes, we have, added all these things. And
Okay.
it's very easy to use. Just simply click on it. Let's say this one, it's powered off. When the machine is powered off, the logo is black and white. If it is
Okay.
powered on, the logo has proper colors, right?
Okay.
You simply click and click start. The logo turns colorful. You again click it. On a new tab, you will see the screen of the server, or we can say console
Brilliant.
of the server. Okay.
Okay.
So this
Brilliant.
is the
Okay.
HTML5 based console, and this is not the this is not the SSH of the machine. This is the direct access, the remote
Mm.
of the machine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So
So yeah.
once you created a group, are we going to be communicating for you guys via the WhatsApp group, or how will
For the communication, I'm not sure the WhatsApp group is available, but we have another mechanism which is called engagement. You see this link on the
Yep.
left? This is the
Yep.
student portal. You're
Okay.
gonna get the access sooner or later. So
Okay.
just click on engagement, click on course-wise. You will be
Uh,
enrolled to, this is what, January. You will be enrolled to Linux January 2023.
okay.
Okay. And when you enter this, you get the area where you type your queries. Let me
Okay.
give you an example. Like this. You get
Uh,
an area where you get the queries and all. You can type your question. Okay.
okay.
And I'm
Yep.
going to receive that question and I'm going to respond back.
Oh, I
Everyone
see.
else can
Okay.
also see. Yeah, everyone else can also see that question. Everyone is also free to comment on it.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
so it works
Excuse
Thank
like
you
me.
very
this.
much.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
If I'm not able to enroll this batch, when will the next batch be for this month?
Okay. So with that, Gaurav can help. Gaurav, do you have the information for the next batch? Gaurav, are you
Yes,
there?
I was asking. Yes.
I think he's not here. Maybe he left. Okay. Okay, no worries.
I,
So
obviously,
what you can do is,
I can't talk about the way I'm in a similar predicament, but I'm on the reverse side. The
uh-huh,
courses haven't started. I will be
uh-huh,
enrolling. So I
uh-huh.
think they work on a 12-month basis. You have access to the videos and
Yes, yes.
access to those courses within 12
Correct.
months. So you should be able
Correct.
to do that. But
Yeah,
by all
guys.
Correct.
means, speak to the consultant. They'll be able to advise you that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, Gaurav, could you please help with one query?
So guys, the next batch is, I can say, in the month of Feb only, because recently we're gonna start this. And however, this batch, we have a two batches, guys. The one is 8 p.m. IST and the second is it's 9:30. And both is taken care by Amit only. So whatever the timing is suitable for you, you can plan. However, the next batch is coming end of January or initials of Feb.
Okay. How long is the batch? How long is the course?
It's a 50 hours duration for
Yeah, it's for
RHCSA and 50 hours for RHCE. These are two
that
separate
means
courses.
if in case you're enrolling for both, it's around 4 months, correct?
No, more than that.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe 5 months. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah,
So thanks, Amit sir. So we are going to
yeah,
continue from today's third, fourth. There is no class. From fifth onward, we are going to continue the classes, guys. The same time, 8
yeah,
p.m.
yeah. We can do that. Yes, same time, 8 p.m. every day, 1 hour. So
Yes.
initially, we are going to discuss the basics, the fundamentals. We are going to go a bit slow so
Yeah.
that everyone is on the same page, able to understand all the things, and then we can slowly pick the pace. Okay. Yeah.
Will tomorrow be any class?
Sorry, your voice is cracking. Could you please type in the chat?
No, no. Gaurav said tomorrow there won't be class, right?
Yeah, there is no class tomorrow. It's just that tomorrow we are gonna send the people name to Red Hat, the people who gonna enroll for the certification and the training both, so that they'll get a
Fine.
RHN ID so that they can access the Red Hat official lab also. Because official lab is only for the Red Hat the people who gonna enroll for the training as well as for the certification. However, we have our own lab also. You can utilize that. But if in case somebody is enrolling for the global part, he's getting a direct access from the Red Hat also.
Yes, absolutely
Oh,
right.
okay.
If you enroll to the course, you get the
We can do the
access.
practice
Yeah.
in the yeah. Once we get access, we can practice in the Red Hat as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
You need to
yes.
pay the exam fee. When you pay the exam fee, you have the access for maybe 5 days or 7 days, like that.
We already did that. So
Yeah. Okay, okay, perfect, perfect. Okay. All right. Bhaskar is asking, why am I using the tool
I'm asking.
server hardware? Okay. So let me quickly make you understand. See, when we say server, normally server is a generic term. Okay. So server can also be a server hardware or it can be a server software. Example, server hardware like Xenon processors or E-series processors for the hardware level computation. Okay. And again, accordingly, motherboard will be there, all these things, the actual hardware, which is used on a server. Server software is what? Like a database server or maybe a web server, which is used for hosting a website, web server. So these are server softwares. Okay. So obviously, I mean, when I start this course, I'm going to uh, make all these clarifications in my statements. What am I talking about? Okay, so that it's easy for you guys also. And by the end of the course, you'll be proficient in all these things.
Sir, it is mandatory to give RHCSA exam for all.
See, it's good. It's good to have the certification. The reason is most of the job openings have this term in the description, RHCSA mandatory or maybe RHCE mandatory. At that time, if you don't have the certificate in hand, you're going to lose that opportunity. So just to be, to be on a safer side, you can enroll for the certification, get certified, and then yes, it will be really easy for you to get a job. At least you'll be
And
able to
sir,
apply on multiple job openings. Yeah.
networkings is also given that certificate for, so it will not valid.
The Network Kings class certificate or course completion certificate means you have completed the course. Red Hat certified engineer or Red Hat certified system admin course or the certification is from the Red Hat. So Red Hat will approve that you know the fundamentals of Linux. You are ready for the industry. You can work on the servers. Okay.
And sir, what will be the cost of RHCSA exam? What will be
Um,
approximately cost?
I mean, Gaurav, if you are there, can you help with this?
Costing, we don't know the costing, guys. This is the reason I shared one WhatsApp number. You can just click on that and you'll see. You can interact with my admission team. They can help you with the pricing and all.
The reason is we normally get a variable costing as per the months or weeks, and we also get some offers like buy one, get one, or maybe some discounts, maybe some goodies like that. So all these things are better known to the admission team. Okay. So yeah, so you can contact them. They'll help you with the information.
Amit,
Okay.
one more.
Yes, please.
Is it Monday to Friday or 7
Yes,
days
it's Monday to
straight?
Friday. No, it's
Okay,
Monday to Friday.
okay,
We have
great.
a weekend batch also ongoing, which is Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is it from.
One more query.
Yeah. Hi, Steven.
Amit Bhatt, yeah.
Your voice is breaking. Can you please repeat?
No, I just want to know in RHCSA, you will be spinning up server as well.
Which server? Sorry.
Linux servers, how to handle Linux servers as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is it from my side for today. We're gonna meet next on 5th. Yeah. So we'll continue
Thank you.
with the step 1, which is installation of Red Hat operating system on a virtual machine, so that you can start the practice. And obviously, I'll show you how to use the lab as well. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay,
Thank you very much,
guys.
Amit.
Yeah. Thank you for joining in.
Can you please say that?
Sorry, please come again.
Can you share the Red Hat 9% where to download so that we will be able to download and keep? Or you will share the link of the drive.
What I'll do, guys, whatever the document is required, I'll upload in the portal so that you'll download there and you will see the things. Okay, don't worry. I'll do it
It will be
tomorrow
there.
before
It will
5
be there on the
o'clock.
portal. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All
Thanks,
right,
thanks.
guys. So
And
we'll
let's
meet on
continue
5th
from
then.
5th onward.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night. Bye bye.